Hi, I'm Danielle and welcome to my perfume journal. In this video, I will be reviewing the month of February in perfume and telling you a little bit about the perfumes that I wore the most. So I write down all kinds of things over the course of the month in my perfume journal, and at the end of the month, I look back and I write a little retrospective about the month in my journal. So let's start with what I wore in February. These are all of the perfumes I actually wore during the month of February. There are 34 in total. One of them is missing because I gave it away to a friend. But there's 30 from my collection and 4 samples here. And one of the best things about keeping this perfume journal and setting my tray every week is seeing at the end of the month how well loved my collection is, how many perfumes I'm actually reaching for over the course of the month. So, yay. So during the month of February, I purchased 4 perfumes: Lovely You, Kenneth Cole White, Laure du Bois from Jacques Fath, and Jil Sander Sun. They were all blind buys from my safe blind buy list, and they all turned out to be successful. I wore all 4 of them over the course of the month to get to know them better, and in my next video, it will be my February installment of my perfume collecting for regular people series, where I will definitely go into more depth about the ins and outs of my perfume collection for the month of February. And that's where I also talk about exactly how much money I spend. I also sampled a total of 9 perfumes that were new to me this month. One of them I already misplaced. I don't know where I put it, which is fine because I didn't like it. But every month I'm actually going to start creating videos around perfume samples that I've been sniffing through. I can share my sampling notes from my journal and my impressions of the samples. I may have shared before that I'm really trying to slow my sampling down this year. It was getting a little bit out of hand in the last year, and I wasn't even enjoying my own collection. So this year I'm really trying to take my time with samples and really wear them before I decide if I want to put something on my wish list. So I like watching sampling videos. Maybe you do too. And I think I'm going to enjoy making those. So I hope you will watch those when they start coming out. So now the most worn perfumes this month. In third place, we have a tie between 3 perfumes that I wore 3 times each. First, we have this sample of Arquiste's Venice Rococo. I had described this as Madonna at the 1990 VMAs. Very powdered wig, very rosy cheeked, very Marie Antoinette, but with a little bit of cheeky, naughty bloomers peeking out from underneath the ruffled skirt. Super beautiful perfume, very, very powdery. Still not sure if I'm going to add this to my wish list, but entirely beautiful nonetheless. And I also wore Jil Sander Sun 3 times in February. This is like a floral forward, sun creamy kind of a perfume, but we're not talking like that solar bain de soleil kind of scent from the 1970s or that tropical sun, coconutty kind of sun cream from the 90s. This is much set squarely in the 1980s. It's got a lot of ylang-ylang and it has a very bright golden yellow kind of a feel to it. Really great perfume. I can't believe I slept on this one for so long. Next is Kenneth Cole White. This was new to my collection this month. This is a creamy, musky, slightly sweet floral, very much in the vein of Amber Musk from Erin. In fact, the perfumer for this isn't listed, but it does feel a lot like it could have been done by Honorine Blanc. It has that huggy, soft cashmere kind of quality to it. So now we have Lovely You from Sarah Jessica Parker. I am currently in a little bit of a Sarah Jessica Parker kind of mood. But I like to think of her as the Sarah Jessica Parker from Square Pegs, but grown up, more than SJP from Sex and the City. I was not a Sex and the City watcher. I know that that's such a super popular show, but to me, Sarah Jessica Parker is always going to be Square Pegs. Anyway, Lovely You is a really nice, everyday, musky kind of a floral. It's a little bit airier and lighter than the original Lovely. It's got some freesia, some water lily. It's also got Lily of the Valley, which is a note I don't usually gravitate toward, but it's very gentle, very light in this perfume. I mean, this perfume is extremely light. I don't really mind actually that it doesn't last very long. Longevity is not something that's super important to me personally in a perfume because I'm happy to reapply periodically. And also I'm generally kind of like a light sprayer. And then by respraying throughout the day, sometimes you get to enjoy those top notes over again. I'm also not somebody who really particularly cares about receiving compliments when I wear perfume. Like I said, I like my scent bubble to be kind of small and intimate. But I was wearing this one time this month and I gave someone a hug and they were like, "Ooh, you smell nice," which of course, even if you don't wear perfume for compliments, a compliment is always really nice to receive. So it's also better than having somebody like recoil in disgust if they're hugging you. So no recoiling with lovely you. It was a very lovely wear this month. And my most worn perfume for the month of February was Bois Farine from L'Artisan Parfumeur. I wore this a total of 5 times in the month. I usually wear this to bed with maybe 1 or 2 sprays, which is why it doesn't have a huge dent in it. This is definitely one of my very best secondhand finds, and 100% this goes in my top 5 perfumes of my entire collection. I cannot tell you how much I adore this perfume. It smells like there are just like some fresh grapefruit trees in bloom. They're wafting the scent of the rinds through like an open kitchen window while you're sifting flour to make a loaf of artisan bread. It is one of the most beautiful and delicate gourmand perfumes I've ever smelled. It comes from that magical hand of Jean-Claude Ellena. I think this is an absolute work of art of perfumery, and I treasure this bottle. And a few highlights from February in my perfume hobby. I started this YouTube channel. I love it so much. I love having a creative outlet for my interest in perfume. I love connecting with people who love it too. So this has really been the highlight of my month. I also got to try a working pre-production sample of an upcoming release that a perfumer friend sent me, which is like always an honor and a privilege to me to be asked by a perfumer that I admire and respect to give me their thoughts on one of their creations. Sometimes I have to like pinch myself over that one, but that was a real highlight of the month. I also redesigned my whole journal over again for the 3rd time so that it was visually what I wanted it to be, and I'm really happy with the final result. And finally, I sent a little scented care package to a good friend, and I organized and reorganized my samples for like the billionth time. I love doing that. So anyway, February was such a good perfume month. So my sample of the month for February is Eau de la Narcisse from Fzotic. This is the first perfume I ever sampled from this artisan brand, and what a perfume to start with. It is gorgeous. It's a vintage styled floral sheep with an exceptionally high quality Narcissus Absolute as the featured note. This is a floral note that to me smells a little bit green and stemmy. It smells a little bit yellow. It's got a little bit of freshness to it. And it's also a little bit spicy at the same time. I love, love, love Narcissus, especially when it's positioned in a nice mossy sheep. It's a floral that I would really love to see featured more in perfumery. This perfume is so well crafted. It is so well constructed. It is so perfectly blended. It is absolutely everything I love about independent artisan perfumery. And it is really one of the first perfumes in the last year or so that I can say wowed me when I smelled it. Really, really just an outstanding perfume. And my perfume of the month for February is Jil Sander Sun. First of all, it's from the 80s, which is my decade. And it is just so deliciously creamy and floral and yellow and a little bit sweet. And this is so much fun to wear. Some perfumes are just fun. And Jil Sander Sun is my perfume of the month for being the most fun perfume discovery I've had in a while. And there we have it. It's February in review. So I included my most worn perfumes, some highlights from my journal, and my perfumes of the month. What did you wear in February that stood out to you? I always get like so many good ideas and suggestions from you in the comments, which is one of the things I am loving the absolute most about having started this channel. So thank you for that. I really appreciate you watching and spending your time with me here. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.